Let me just say this. This is a serious video. It's not a satirical video like some of my other videos, nor is it meant to be a race baiting video. If you watch the video, you'll know why here in a moment. Welcome to Solo TV 84. Today's topic is Google Memo author James Damore sues company for discrimination against white males. Okay, now this article is written by BuzzFeed. Some of you may have heard about these allegations already. And let's read the article, and I'm going to chime in. Damore, Goodman, and other class members were ostracized, belittled, and punished for their heterodox political views and for the added sin. The hell is this? And for the added sin of their birth circumstances of being Caucasians and or males. I right there, who worked at Google, I bet you he got a lot of girls. You know, when you work at Google, you get a lot of girls, man. Okay, let's read the article. The author of a controversial memo that sparked debates about gender and diversity at Google sued his former employer on Monday, alleging that the company discriminates against politically conservative white men. James Damore, who was fired in August for internally circulating a manifesto that argued Google's gender pay gap was the result of genetic differences that tend to favor men, said in a lawsuit filed in Santa Clara Superior Court that the search giant singled out, mistreated, and systematically punished and terminated employees who deviated from the company's view on diversity. Damore and a second plaintiff, David Goodman, another former Google engineer, seeking class action status for anyone who identifies as conservative, Caucasian, or male. Okay. The men are being represented by Harmet K. DeLeon, the Republicans' National Committee's committee woman for California. Google management goes to the extreme and illegal links to encourage hiring managers to take protected categories such as race and or gender into consideration as determinative hiring factors to the determinant of Caucasian and male employees and potentially employees at Google, the suit reads. Google employs illegal hiring quotas to fill its desired percentages of women and favored minority candidates, and openly shames managers of business units who fail to meet their quotas. In the process, openly denigrating male and Caucasian employees as less favored than others. Not only was the numerical presence of women celebrated at Google solely due to their gender, but the presence of Caucasians and male was mocked with boos during company-wide weekly meetings. Holy crap. If that's true, that is some crazy shit. The Moore's lawsuit is the latest legal challenge for Google, which also faces a suit for unequal pay earlier this month. Four women plaintiffs, as part of a revised lawsuit, alleged that the company had asked for their previous salaries and had underpaid them compared to their male counterparts. The Moore suit, which comes from the opposite end of the spectrum, was expected given his very public hiring of DeLeon in August that month. The DeLeon Law Group published a blog post asking for anyone who had experienced illegal or retaliatory employment practices to get in touch. We look forward to defending against Mr. Damore's lawsuit in court, a Google spokesperson said in a statement. A 161-page complaint, Damore frames himself as a model Google employee who received 8 performance bonuses and 150,000 per year in stock bonuses since he started working at the company in the summer of 2013. That's not bad. Despite this, he was terminated from his job after voicing his complaints about diversity practices and publishing his now infamous 10-page memo titled Google's Ideological Echo Chamber. Damore was surprised by Google's position on blatantly taking gender into consideration during the hiring and promotion processes, and in publicly shaming Google business units for failing to achieve numerical gender parity, reads the suit. And in March 2017, in which Chief Financial Officer Ruth Porat and Human Resource Director Ilya Naughton allegedly shamed managers with less than a 50% female workforce. Let me read that again. Less than 50% female workforce. Okay, then it says, I would welcome the chance to go back to Google, and I do feel like I could improve things there. Interesting. Damore says that he felt forced to attend and participate in diversity training events and that he was threatened and insulted by coworkers following the publishing of his memo. He included an email from another Google employee who promised to hound Damore until one of them was fired. Among the suit's more incendiary claims that the company endorses blacklists, which are allegedly meant to highlight employees with conservative views that prevent them from receiving certain jobs or promotions. The lawsuit also alleges that the company maintains separate lists of conservative personalities, including right wing blogger Curtis Yarvin and InfoWars founder and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, to prevent them from stepping foot on Google's campus. The 28-year-old Damore has remained unemployed since he was terminated from Google, noting in the suit that management did not identify any Google's policy or procedure that Damore had violated. Since then, he's made a slew of media appearances, started a Twitter account, and met with conservative media and political figures, including Peter Thiel. According to several sources, a spokesperson for Thiel declined to comment. I would welcome a chance to go back to Google, and I do feel I could improve things there. Why the hell would you want to go back if they fired you? Damore said in the press conference on Monday at De Leon's San Francisco office, Goodman, the other named plaintiff, did not attend the event. Goodman, according to his LinkedIn profile, worked at Google as an engineer from November 2013 to December 2016. He's currently a self-employed software contractor and writer. De Leon spoke for much of the event as her client watched silently and chimed in only when questions were directed his way. The suit was an employment one and not about free speech, and that while she had dozens of people contact her about their experiences at Google, only Damore and Goodman were willing to be named due to fear of reprisal. With plenty of cameras rolling, De Leon hit familiar right-wing talking points from the virtue signaling of Hollywood and Oprah to Silicon Valley's supposedly higher tolerance for furry sex parties than conservative views. To establish Damore's firing has been politically motivated, and Damore, she said, was not only one to experience this at Google. Others wanted to put names, but there's a specific blacklisting of conservative, De Leon said. Nobody wants to be a martyr, and nobody wants to help others unless they have to do it. That's why James is here. Okay. And here's the 161 page complaint. You guys can read it. I really don't have time to read all of that. And let me just say this, okay? If what this guy's alleging is true, and I don't know, but what because we got to wait for the facts. But what I will say is, having worked for, many corporate America companies as well, I do realize they do have a lot of diversity training. And if you work for a liberal company, yeah, if you're a conservative guy, I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, or Hispanic, if you work for an extreme liberal company, it can be tough. It can be very, very tough working there, because if your political views are different, you can certainly be scrutinized for that. So yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm very curious to know what your thoughts on this. I have to say that this is you know a scary thing, because everybody wants to talk about Me Too, and some people will say, well, how is this Me Too? This is not sexual assault or harassment. However, you have a guy who's being discriminated because of his political views and the fact that he's a heterosexual male. And it's no secret that when there are boos at your team meetings or gathering that you're conservative male, and they at your weekly meetings they're booing you. Something is wrong with that. Imagine you have a weekly meetings and they say, any black guys here? Boo! Get these coons out of here! Boo! Imagine if they did that shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, personally, I mean, this is just another attack on men. And Google, of course, is a very liberal company. It's not a secret, especially with Google being affiliated with YouTube and owning YouTube, and the CEO of YouTube making no qualms that she's a feminist. It doesn't surprise me that white men are now under attack. Now, I'm not here caping for no outright white guys. You guys know how I feel about those, but conservative men are under attack, and it's time for action. It's time for action because here's the thing. We can all go midtown, but what is it if we lose our jobs in the process? You know what I mean? So we need men to wake up now. We need to band together. If that means taking political action or taking activism action, or we opt out altogether, that's the only way we can do a change effectively. If men opt out in huge numbers, not one at a time. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get men out of here. And if the heterosexual white man is under attack, who do you think they're coming after next? All right. So let me know what you guys think. Solomon Jones, and I'm out. Peace.